you know, all the competitions on African continent are closed. The Champions League, the qualifiers for 2020, the under-20s, the CHAN, everything is closed. And now even the employees at CAF headquarters have been told, stay at home, work from home, use your laptop, do whatever you do. Self-isolation is the key, because we've got over 750 cases across the African continent of COVID-19, and CAF is taking a huge lead there on making sure that it does not spread around the continent. So there you go. That's what's going on as far as the show is concerned there with that. And then the Chief Medical Officer for SAFA is with us here in the studio. So let's talk to Dr. Ngwenya. Doctor, how are you?
Good evening, Thomas.
It's good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Okay, so let's just not be antisocial. I want to say that.
Yes,
yes. Thank you. Thank you,
yes,
Doc.
yes.
So, Doc, one of the things I think a lot of South Africans are very interested in is there's a lot of terminology around coronavirus and what we need to do and what we don't need to do. And so maybe let's start with something that interests me, which is we're all told when symptoms occur, we need to find a doctor, go to our doctor, call the hotline, go on WhatsApp, and you know, there are different options. But what symptoms? What are the symptoms that we should be looking for that concern you should be concerned about? And because it can't just like I've got a sniffly nose, I must go, right? Like what is it that's going to be that serious that you're feeling that you say I need to go to the doctor now?
Okay, Thomas, I think for a fact, the symptoms that are there that you should be worried about. The first one is a fever. Fever that we have, when you have got a temperature of above 38 degrees Celsius, but you won't know because, I mean, we won't have a thermometer, but when you feel that you are actually hot, that's the first thing. And then the second thing, when you've got a sore throat, that is again something. When you're sneezing and coughing, that's something else that you also need to consider. However, the most important thing as well, you need to actually, because now you wouldn't really know if you have had contact, but if you have had contact with a confirmed case, or even a suspected case, and then you have got those symptoms, it's a definite thing. You need to actually go to that hospital.
But I mean, those are quite clear. So if I'm burning up, coughing, sneezing, not feeling good, go to the doctor.
Yeah, because the shortness of breath is later on.
But that's key. I mean, because often when you just have normal flu, you don't really get a huge fever. Like you don't go past 38 degrees where you're boiling and you really feel hot. So that's a really key one.
Yes.
Boiling, getting hot. Okay, so another question for me, and this is something that, again, I don't understand it, because, you know, what is self-isolation? When they say you must self-isolate, what is that?
Okay, can I also try and distinguish, because there's three words that are used interchangeably. There's isolation, there's quarantine, there's social distancing. Now, isolation is when you've got the infection, and then we isolate you, we take you away from others, so that you do not infect the next person.
The hospital or the doctor. So, isolation. Because you've got coronavirus. But then there's the self-isolation.
The self-isolation is when you've had contact, you're a confirmed case, or rather, you've got a confirmed case, and then we say you self-isolate. You can actually do it at home. So you do not need to be at hospital. At hospital, we only put those that have got severe symptoms that will actually need support.
But the confusion, I guess, comes there, where the president today says we should all isolate, right? So we're not all confirmed cases, but he's asked us all to isolate.
I think because it's used interchangeably, social distancing is the right one. That's when now you close school, you close schools, you close the services that are not essential. Because when doing that, you are trying to actually curb the spread of this virus. So social distancing is the right one.
And then, again, what is social distancing?
Social distancing is when the 1 meter that the president is actually talking about, you staying at home with family, not actually being involved with other people. That's the social distancing.
So 1 meter.
1 meter.
Distance.
Yes.
It's the first time I see Thomas doing an interview and the distance is more than 2 meters. The distance is more than 2 meters.
And then, Tom, there's also quarantine. Quarantine is when now they're restricting your movement when you've got this infection.
Yeah.
So you're restricted from moving from one place to the other. So these terms are used interchangeably, but that's the actual right meaning of it.
All right, so Doc, we've got a couple of people who have been asking questions. I know we put this up on our social media a little bit earlier on, and let's see what they're asking you here. So I've got Spa who says, what are the risks of playing all the remaining PSL matches behind closed doors, provided that all the players and officials are tested?
Okay, number one, it's going to be almost impossible for all the players to be tested. Why am I saying that? We do not have enough tests in the country right now. So basically, when you didn't have contact, when you didn't travel, and when you do not have symptoms, we really do not test you. So we do not have enough. That I know for a fact because I tested two players that are playing in China because their team wanted us to actually test them. But because they did not have symptoms, the lab rejected that requisition or investigation.
Wow.
Yes.
So you have to really be feeling unwell for them to even worry about you.
And perhaps have contact or have the history of traveling.
And then the next question is kind of along the same lines. It's Little Heart of the Lion. That's what he calls himself, at Little TJ. And he says, is it possible to safely continue the league, maybe with no broadcasts and fans, only clubs, players and technical staff?
The risk is still there because the virus does not do head count, eh? So we can be two, but still get infected. You infecting me or me infecting you. So the virus does not do head count. But we do not encourage people to be many because it's better to treat two than to treat a group.
We're going to keep asking you a couple of questions. However, that last question, I don't understand. Imagine, agnamuntu kuno referee nama player sesizwa ngephepha nje bathi no iskobe kwi.
Mara wena ushaya imoto.
Kanjani?
Nikhuluma isilungu se-HD abantu abafanele siba-reach out.
Uza ke.
Thula Stoki.
Sure.
Nja mina ngicela ukuyibuza ngesintu ne.
Hayi sisonke.
Ngiyakuzwa ushaya isilungu se-HD esinzima but
Sure.
the word quarantine.
Yeah.
Ngicela sibeke ngesikhathi ukuthi isho ukuthini because I want to use it as izambane leli eselisipolekile.
Sure.
Alifanele lihlangana nalawo amanye.
Uyibeke kamnandi. Uyishayile.
Bengithi ngenze busy bengaboni kahle ukuthi
I know uyishayile uyibeke uya spot on.
Yeah, because man kukhuluma HD nisicabangela nathi singamnandanga kahle
Ngiyakuthola.
Silungise.
Ngicabanga ukuthi bayizwile abantu.
Bayizwile ne.
Yeah, uyibeke kahle kakhulu.
That's why we call him Dr. Mnandi.
Yeah, no, udokotela ngempela.
Thomas,
Chief Medical Officer here, SoccerZone.
ningayenzi Thomas, ningashiya abantu ngaphandle.
Yeah.
Wona bathu bana baba Limpopo.
Yeah.
Bona bakudibuzisa uri arali zvino uchikwambo nga izinonzi self quarantine mini. Ukwambo arali tamatisi losina. Lianchiwa khala matamatisi osinawo. Baiserwa thungo ngori lidosinisa ma matamatisi.
So we've got it in various languages, the same analogy. We all understand it. Dr. Ngwenya, thanks for coming through to us and clarifying some of the terminology as well. However, what we want to talk to you now about is the next game. The next game day. Don't play games. Get the Debonair's Pizza double crammed crust for 149 Rand 90 with 2 cheese griller crammed crusts and meaty toppings. It's definitely the meatiest pizza they've ever made. If you're planning on tackling it, you'd better bring your appetite. Debonair's Pizza. Try something amazing. Okay, so Doc, we want to just check, whether we're Mnandi.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just quickly just see something here. Okay, so... Yes. Sanitizer? Are you ready, sanitizers? Okay. Fire sanitizer!
Thomas,
yeah.
We are bold.
Yes.
And Mnandi la SoccerZone.
Yeah.
So this is the bold Mnandi moment of the week.
Yeah.
Because you need to sanitize, make sure that your hands are clean, but there are those that don't have sanitizers at home. So you can use a soap and water and just 20 seconds of really cleaning your hands and making sure that your hands are clean.
Okay, so Doc, you saw what we did here? Simnandi asimnandanga.
Aningidingi nokungidinga nimnandi. Perfect. Nimnandi.
There you go. Simnandi.
As you mean.
Simnandi.
Corona.
We're going to just see a couple of the more questions from our viewers, Doc, after the break. All right. And then we'll push on with the Lockdown Awards right here on SoccerZone. Your comments are coming in thick and fast. Your votes are increasing on the topic that we put on the show at the top of the program. So stay with us as we asked you at home to engage on the topic, which is, if the season were to end right now, who would be your player of the season? Make sure you go on @SoccerZone for sure to vote on the poll. after the break. These men here in studio will begin that debate. And you can be part of it as well by just commenting under that poll. Stay with us.
It may not come off the price. Hey! But with all this meat, also, listen, the double creme crust is fire! Sister swapped her cuckoo for our pizza. Our prime master, turn that meat, get to those 2 cheese grillers. Now this is the cheese and nyama. The double creme crust, our meatiest pizza ever. Devanese Pizza, try something amazing.
What if I told you there's a simpler way? A bank that takes all the complexity of banking and turns it on its head. Capitec is doing just that, using technology to cut the cost of banking and put the value back in your pocket. Here's a bank that invests in innovative solutions to simplify your life so that you can live better. Simplify banking. Live better.
Is your love life not getting where you want it to go?
If you're struggling in the bedroom, you are not alone, and you most likely have a real medical problem. At Men's Clinic International, we have a real medical solution that works. Visit one of our doctors for help with weak erections, early ejaculation, and low libido. Send a please call me to 072 315 2574 or SMS help to 32110.
At Buco, it's the battle of the bargains, 19 March to 4 April. We're going head-to-head with high prices. First up, our big bargain contender, 20 litres Plascon Trade Pro Bright Matte White at $395. Next up, our prize fighter, 20 litres Plascon Water-Based Plaster Primer at $569. Weighing in with a champion 2-year guarantee at only $399, a Ryobi 650-watt impact drill. Get heavyweight hardware and build their bargains from 19 March to 4 April, only at Buco. Let's build together.
Not for persons under 18.
All right, so welcome back to SoccerZone. I'm looking at the social media screen here, and you guys are sending your questions through to the doctor. He's the Chief Medical Officer of the South African Football Association. Dr. Ngwenya is with us, and he's been really informative on coronavirus and helping us understand it a little bit more. So, Doc, what we're going to do now is just penalty shootout. Okay. Questions from the viewers, you get to answer them. Okay. We're not going to interrupt that. I'll just ask you answer. Okay. So let's see what is being said here. And Doc, I've already got a couple of them all lined up. Okay. I'll start here with the new age trendsetter who says, is exercising helpful?
Yes, it boosts your immune system. Very important, but avoid a crowd. You can jog around.
So exercise is important. Then Fargo Luda says, is there any player that's tested positive for COVID-19 in South Africa?
We have tested several players, but no one has tested positive.
Why were you testing?
Because of the symptoms. They were showing symptoms.
There were 1 or 2 players had a bit of a fever, feeling a little bit fluish, and went in for the test.
Of course.
And then it was like...
negative. All
right, and then Silo Somo, then his question is there any center that we can test for the virus for free?
Yes, of course. Most of the centers are actually free. You test for free. So that is why you need to follow the hotline, even the WhatsApp group. They'll give you all the information. Most of the centers are free.
So if you're feeling ill, you're not feeling well, those symptoms that you spoke about, let's just say those symptoms again. What are the symptoms that we need to look for before you go looking for a testing center?
Fever is the most important thing when you're burning out.
Yes.
And then sore throat, and then when you short of breath, but that's again a sign that is late. And then the other one that is there that you'll see early is coughing and sneezing. Yeah, but it must be coupled with fever. And also, you must not take away the fact that you have got contact. You have had contact with a positive case.
And the simplest thing here was you were told, go see the doctor, right? So if people want to maybe not go to the doctor, or there's an expense to going to see the doctor because he wants to charge you a consultation fee, you can find a center that will test you just because you're feeling unwell.
Of course, but then you must actually go to the WhatsApp group or the hotline because they will prompt you. Actually, right now, we don't encourage people to go to see a doctor. Rather, go to the WhatsApp group or rather call the hotline because then it will take you directly where you need to go.
All right, Doctor, thank you very much for your time. I think our viewers really appreciated that as well, and we'll keep the conversation going. Doctor, thanks a lot. And
thank you. So,
thank you very much. Thanks for coming through.
Thank you.
So that's it with Dr. Ngwenya. We've still got that other topic to talk about. Gentlemen, Player of the Season, the Lockdown Awards on SoccerZone are about to begin, and the fighting is going to start, and we're going to be throwing tomatoes and oranges and all sorts of things at one another here, because here are the nominees that we've put together for you as far as the Player of the Season for the Lockdown Awards are concerned. So, who is going to make a case for who up on that screen first and foremost? Who are you backing? Who is the one that you would go for? I'm going to go with you, Dr. Mnandi, first.
Yeah.
Who's your player? Why?
Lebohang Manyama.
Tell me why.
He's been involved in 14 goals Chiefs that have scored.
Yeah.
Very a threat in any situation, in startup situations for Kaizer Chiefs. And if you look at the 23 games he has played, for me, he's an influencer, he's an inspirer, he plays between the lines. And for me, because I don't speak like a former footballer, I speak like a coach, man. From the coaching point of view, he's got a vision, he knows and when and how to use the skill. And that's why I say coach.
No, I mean, he's got 8 assists.
Yeah.
So he's, of the guys on the list there, he's got the most number of assists.
Yes.
But, Dr. Mnandi,
Thank you.
Lama assist, the most. Ushilo now, man. Up standard situation.
Yeah, but of course,
free kick, corner kick.
But you can explain.
So,
no, it Chiefs.
Paula Listelli, you just have to kick it in the right place.
But it's still Chiefs. That's the players they have. So when you have a player who delivers those kind of balls,
a champagne pass.
Yeah.
Maybe player of the season. He lowest champagne. Champagne pass.
You see, that's why I when I kuluma as a golf, disc.
Okay.
So these are two different things. When I replay.
No, that's coming.
Yeah. So
yeah.
So I'm telling you now, without him, these Kaizer Chiefs wouldn't be on top of the law.
That's maybe not necessarily the case.
Okay.
Because without him, they would have had George Maluleka. And George Maluleka has been taking quality assists. He's been knocking in quality free kicks. I need to, because Lebu's there to take.
Yeah, that's why.
So I'm saying, you're saying if he's not there, I'm saying George would have taken those free kicks.
But Manyama, that means he's special. He's special, but Manyama is more expertise.
Go back to you. You said if he was not there.
Yes.
Then I'm saying George because of Tata Unokovic because yeah.
Manyama didn't have a good season last year. He came this season and he delivered these performances, and look at where he achieves this match. Because the case Yako, I understand it. George Maluleka was taking them last season. The Chiefs didn't even make it top 8. They were number 9.
Yeah.
So this year, Manyama will raise his game. And he's taking his game to a highest level, man. Look at where Chiefs is, man.
So your player of the season, you want to give it to him for what exactly?
For me,
what is the thing that has made him so superb for you?
For me, on how Chiefs play. That's why I'm going coach. He plays as the false 9, or box to box, you want to call it. Box to box, you know, box to box. To just understand. But for me, he's an influencer, he's an inspirer. And how he links up his play for Chiefs. For any attack, for third goal Chiefs have scored, he has contributed with an assist or a goal.
So a clear case for you.
What are you saying?
Wow.
Thomas,
then the player that I'm going to go for is Tembazwane.
So I was jailing
No. We gave him enough time to explain his case. Here
comes the real explanation now.
The explanation that I've got, I'm speaking about Tembazwane.
Yeah.
Tembazwane has played 16 games for Mamelodi Sundowns.
Yes.
In those 16 games, he has scored 9 goals. In the 9 goals that he has scored, he also contributed with 5 assists. I'm talking about a player that has improved his game so much in the finishing third, which was a problem for Mamelodi Sundowns last season. When you look at the percentage in terms of how he influences the game in terms of percentage, he has played 16 games. But in those 16 games that he has played, he has influenced or been involved in Sundowns scoring a goal 14 times. It means in the 16 games that he has played, only twice he did not influence a goal that Mamelodi Sundowns have scored. This is a player that gives a Mamelodi Sundowns, tactical flexibility. Look at him now, being that number 9. He's the one that is furthest up front in terms of termination and getting that goal for Mamelodi Sundowns. This is a player that you can play out on the wing. This is a player that you can play as a 10. This is a player that you can play as a false 9. And he's one player that plays in between the pockets. When we speak about in between the pockets, look at him getting in between the two central defenders. But they are not able to pick points Thembazwane in that instance because of his movement of the ball, his ability to move into space and be able to finish. And that's why I'm saying at the end of this show, Thembazwane would be on top because in the 16 games that he has played, Thomas, he has influenced or being involved in goals 14 times.
No, he said a lot there.
Yeah.
He said a lot. But there are just one or two things that we just need to just...
Okay,
Yeah, because I was listening to both of your cases, and you made both two solid cases, except the one thing that was exactly the same. You said that when it comes to Manyama, that he was involved in 14 goals.
Yeah.
It's the same number. Let's just agree.
Now
it's
14 goals.
Yeah.
So if you count the assist goals, Bafana, 14.
Yeah.
So already, that's a draw.
Yeah.
So
no, it's not a draw, Thomas, because Lebogang Manyama has been involved in 14 goals, but in 21 games. Thembazwane is involved in 14 goals in 16 games. In terms of percentage and the way he influences the game, Thembazwane influences the game more than
Except that I could make the exact opposite argument and saying that maybe Themba hasn't played enough games in this season for us to judge. Because Manyama's got 5 more games, 5 more games worth of fatigue, 5 more games worth of fatigue in the legs, 5 more games worth of stress, 5 more games worth of pressure. Now,
5 more games, same influence.
Not the same.
As a player with 16.
No, because Themba scored 9 goals.
Yes.
9.
Yeah. And this one scored 6 goals.
3 more.
Yes.
So then I'm saying, wow.
You see, again, that is why I got ningaphazamisa abantu ngama-number of goals and assists. You look at what a player gives inside the field. As much as we talk numbers, goals, assists, but as a midfielder, Thomas, you are there also, we understand, to inspire, and I spoke about being an influencer. It's not just about we are a scorer, pair, and assist. There's another role that as a midfielder you must deliver. And I think Manyama has done it. And for me, I look at the whole Chiefs in the last 5 years, Chiefs struggled. And Manyama came back, pushay for manje, Chiefs on top of the log. At some stage, 14 points, but lead the log. And Thomas, we can't take that for granted.
I'll also
for
it
achieves that. Okay, I'm going to say this. It achieves the Ejalaso. It achieves the Ejalaso. So we're talking identity, man. But Tumanyama has brought in that element of identity.
We're also talking about the player El Sala 7 days. Le produce a week in, week out. Le player plays on average 42 games a season.
Again, I'm going to correct that. Good, that thing that 7 days Agadali la eliki. Oh, Dala Champions League.
Okay,
Thomas. So he's saving him. Yes. He uses him, manages him, locally manages him. Says, there's a big game coming up in the Champions League. I won't use you.
This is a player when Bafana squad is being called Agamini because of his performance. Agamini, he knows that he's going to be the national team because of his performance that he's giving. Now, he's not a regular. He's not a regular in the national team. He's not that one that player that everybody knows that is going to be in the national team. He has been consistent and he keeps performing consistently.
But then there's the third nominee, guys. There's the third nominee, which is, and that third nominee,
by what?
All these things you've been talking about.
Okay.
He finishes them instantly. Gabadino Mango.
He's scoring only
15 goals, if you consider all the things he's been involved in. Scored 14, 1 assist. Your 2 players have only been involved in terms of assist and goals in 14 goals. So straight, if we just look at that statistic, Umango will win.
But Umango, if he doesn't score, what else does he give?
1 assist.
I mean, you tell me. And as when the Pirates that plays with quality midfielders like this.
But how busy does he keep the rest of that?
That's what I'm asking you.
He pulls people away. He's calm in the box. His runs are sensational. He gives Mamela someone to look for all the time. But what are you saying?
If he doesn't score, what happens with 1 assist? And for a reference point, a vertical point, you must also bring in the midfielders.
What's the purpose of football?
The purpose of football, Thomas,
scoring.
Is scoring goals.
So the guy who scores the most surely is the best.
He's just finishing the end product. Most of his goals, look at him, he's not creating themselves. All he needs to do is He gets the ball whilst he's facing the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
He gets the ball 1v1 with the goalkeeper most of the times. Yes, we must give him credit for being able to make that bucket run, that half moon run to stay onside. We must give him credit for that.
Yeah.
But, Thomas, if umamela uthatha amaphasi wakhe, hey soba nenkinga man. Umamela mangathatha amaphasi wakhe. Sisela assist one.
I'm looking at a couple of tweets that have come through already. This one's for you, Pomozo. Karaz Mino says, Thomas, tell Pomozo the results won't change. Manyama for player of the season on the hashtag lockdown.